Now, did we leave the installation?
We went back and then everyone was back.
Oh, it appears that the sound's messed up again on Streamlabs.
Here I come to save the day.
Oh, I think I know what it was. I just have to go check. Let's go see if that fixed
No, I'm coming to save the day. It's too late, John.
it. No, I fixed it.
You have awoken me, and I've.
It's fixed. You
See, he's getting good. You're a good teacher. Did you notice that? He fixed it himself before you even had to help him.
I'm not needed anymore.
It's on there twice.
Isn't that good? Isn't that exactly what an alabaster knot wants? He's not
Okay,
needed.
the other one is input, so it's different.
Okay.
Oh,
But there were two inputs, and I didn't know if one was. What did Alan say?
Alan. I talked to Alan Stafford.
Yeah.
He'll be here on Thursday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we heard that before. Just kidding.
Yeah, I did too. But he did sign into
See,
Nycos
there's
and he
audio capture
joined.
1 and audio capture 2. That's the reason why I was asking.
I don't question things. If they work, they work.
But I just didn't want it to be duplicated. Talking over each other. That's all.
Oh no, the other one's muted, I think.
Okay.
I am concerned about. Oh, that's right. We were headed back to town, and I was going to try to find the, shall we say, the important people in town and gather them together and have a confab about the overextension of the red veil.
Yeah, bring the red veil right into that conversation.
Invite them. Yeah, that's a great thing.
No, I'm not going to invite them to it. I'm giving the loyal, not the loyalists, but the traditionalists, not the loyalists.
So you're going to have a secret meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to go marching into town and asking everybody. You're going to go.
Can we have it in the bathhouse where like everyone's in a different bath and like we're like nodding at
No,
each other and
no.
it's like some part out of like a
We
spy
could have,
movie.
probably have
Yeah,
it.
I hear the music of Grease and playing in the background.
We could
Your,
probably
your
have it
family's been very important to us.
Yeah.
at the house.
Yeah, the bathhouse.
Yeah, but we'll see if we can get a few more chairs or benches in so everybody can sit down.
There's benches in the hot tubs.
We're not going into the hot tubs.
Why are you so against this idea? The rest of the party's into it.
What rest of the party?
Because the sauna reminds her too much of the negative place that she
It's
doesn't want to go. You know, it's hot.
No, I when I want a bath, I want a bath. I do not want to sit and talk while I'm in a bath. I want to sit at a table.
It's not that kind of bath. It's a soak tub. It's like a
I
sauna.
understand. If you want a bath, get a bath, and then we'll call the meeting. But then you'll be out of your bath, and we'll be sitting down in a
Not
civilized.
that.
Reminds her of the cauldrons of the abyss where she doesn't want to go. That's what I'm getting at.
I didn't know she was familiar with the cauldrons of the abyss.
She's an angel. Of course, they know where the enemy lives.
No, she takes a bath in there. She's taking a bath in there. But not when she's
Okay, Gene, you don't have to take a bath. You can be the weird one that's just sitting there.
No, she wants to have a different kind of meeting. That's all she's saying.
Yeah.
I think it's a very serious meeting when it happens in the bath.
Well, at least that way you know they don't have any weapons on them.
That's also true. Like that part in Pirates of the Caribbean #3.
She's got
where she takes the blunderbuss out of her.
Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and get ready to start.
Okay.
Despite being down to functionally 3 players. Asterisk. Anyway, here we go.
Let us begin.
Yes. Welcome to Nycos D&D. Whispers in the Mist, the I-9 COVID incursion episode known as The Return Trip.
Okay.
You guys are going to be on the road coming from the what you called the installation, and before we get to that point, please introduce your character, class, name, race, and there he is. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Just in time.
No, that's my nickname. Go ahead and start, Gene.
I am Jean Acker. I play Tiara Sunfire. I am a divine soul sorcerer and an Azamar, basic, and I am about 7 weeks old now, and struggling to learn as much as I can about Nycos and what's going on.
Does that mean that she hasn't spent her 10 weeks practicing how to breathe yet?
Exactly. She has a little sticky note on her forehead that says "Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out." Take it away, Travis.
I'm Travis, and I am playing Alabaster no Ande. I can't do his voice anymore. Anyways, he's a White Veil seaman who wishes to destroy the oceans.
Which is wonderfully ironic.
Yes.
Take it away, Mr. Solus.
My name's Jacob, and my character's name is Jacob Solis. I'm a healer cleric who is seeking the knowledge of the history of our past.
Excellent. The history of past. That's always good. Fishy.
He's a what?
He's a cleric.
Of?
Well, he's a new cleric, so he's just a good cleric.
Oh, he's a clerk. Okay.
Yep. Fishy cat.
Yeah. Being I'm a fish person. I'm a cleric as well. Wait. Yeah, I'm a cleric as well.
He had to check his name tag. My cleric? Yeah, I'm a cleric. I'm a fish
And-
cleric.
What was the other question?
I don't know. What was the question?
Exactly.
What is life anymore?
Let's not go down the existential path. That would be frightening. Let's not do that.
That's where I live, John.
I know that's where Not lives. That's okay. Not can live there all he wants. All right. So we have left, or we are outside of the installation. Did we actually get out?
Yeah, we were heading back to town, and people were back again. Because when we left, no one was there. It was just us.
I thought we got teleported there.
Nope.
Well, like we were like.
You were teleported there because you fell out of the ceiling.
All right.
Whoever got the airplane on has to cut it out. That
They did, or it just crashed. One of the two.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, is that the elves up there? Flying around in their kites.
Yep.
So the seed ship is back, right?
No.
No.
Aye, that's not on that one.
Oh.
Alabaster rubs his hands together as if he completed yet another project.
Wahahaha.
Well, that got rid of one more thing.
I'm sad.
He takes out a little notebook, little check mark.
Yeah, I can see it. He keeps adding things. He finds new and interesting things, writes them down on his list, and then tries to eliminate them.
Yep. Sea cucumbers. Gotta get those off the list.
Especially this one I happen to know.
Cats who are also fish.
Nice.
Fish who are also cats.
All right, so you're headed back into town.
I know down at the church, the woman that Atherton, not Atherton,
Definitely
the
not
first
Atherton.
person, the first one I met. Hannah is definitely not. She's a loyalist. She has been. Dabros, I would say.
Dobro.
Dabro is one.
The bro, man.
So, anybody would like to accompany me? I need to go.
Oi, isn't there that cleric that's in the prison?
Yep.
That's what I've got to get straightened away.
Mr.
and-
Procon. Aye.
No, he's the cleric of Procon.
That's what he just said.
I think it's Vulgar.
Wolfgar. Yep.
Aye, that's very vulgar view.
No, it's Vulgar
Aye.
or Wolgar. I don't care how.
And are we getting the elves in on this? Because I think they were locked up doing the tidying, and didn't you want them to keep doing that?
The elves were doing what they wanted to do, not necessarily anything for anybody else, except they were here to help. But unfortunately, the seed chip is gone, and I don't know if there's any others left here.
Well, hope it hasn't planted itself.
No. I think that's why he was wearing his armor when I talked to him last time. He was like, he says it was time to get back into action and forget.
No, he said it was the end of the day. So he gets to be an elf again.
Okay. But then why is the seed?
I don't rightly know. I know exactly nothing.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Of course it does. It's a cat. It's a fish that's got no attention span. What?
Everything makes sense
Whatever
to
you
you.
said. Okay, it works.
You orange bastard.
So go to Dabro, and talk to him first. And
Davros? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, nice.
not that one. She hasn't met that one. She knows nothing.
Anyway, you're going to the Withen estate.
Yes. I'm going to the Whiffany estate.
Aye, and we never got paid for getting rid of that ghosty goo.
But the payment
That
was
was
the
from-
house.
Yeah, that's from Galen. But of course, this morning there was nobody here. Yes, we will go see him, but we will not include him in anything.
Usually I prefer nothing, but in this case,
I prefer
I think an
everyone.
exception can be made to further the cause.
In other words, get paid.
Of nothingness?
Aye.
Okay.
You can't do nothing on an empty stomach. Can
you
you?
want to go there first and collect our money?
I don't
I wouldn't
rightly
mind.
care.
Okay.
You think
let's-
he'd join?
I
Two
don't-
birds in one stone, all that.
Stop.
Let's go.
He is not trustworthy.
So
I wouldn't give him the time of day unless it was important for me.
who is not trustworthy?
Aye,
Would you
but it
please
is
be
important
quiet?
to him. If the Red
Yes.
Veils weren't controlling everything, then he'd be more free to control the town, which is part of his.
He
You can
is
trust him that far.
trustworthy.
Nobody's trustworthy.
He is proven to be untrustworthy.
What do you do?
Don't worry about it.
Well, no,
Okay.
you opened the door to the question. Give him a short reason why Galen
He's a
shouldn't be trusted.
smuggler and he's trading with the others.
What is he smuggling?
He's a smuggler and he's trading with the.
Ooh.
What's a graveling?
A graveling is a kind of a concentration of magic essence,
Hmm.
Okay.
but that he's giving it to the others or trading it for
For
money.
money?
Well, look, he's the richest man in town, and He's got a lot of pull.
I don't care about pull. It's his habit of double dealing two sides of a thing.
Well,
He
you're new
could
to this world.
just
I don't
as
think you really have
soon
the right to tell who gets to be in charge.
you go have lunch. I'll see
I'll
you
go to
later.
Dabbles and get lunch.
It's not
Well,
an inn.
with the
No, he said
status-
what he said. He said what he said. He's gonna go to
That's
Dabro's.
fine.
to eat
Stop,
lunch.
guys! Stop, Travis! Don't do that. If he's gonna do something, I'll do it. But the Whitney State is not a restaurant. If you're sending him to go get lunch, you could suggest to him places that you know. You know, of this, you've got the
Yes, the breaking line or the Hannah's place, and then I know
the snapped.
snapped line. Okay, the snapped line.
Oh,
She does a good breakfast, and she's got a clean place.
I need money, so I'm gonna go get
And
my
she
payment.
points over there towards where it is.
Well, clearly I have no sense in judgment of these people, so go ahead and get your shite done.
Okay. He gives me a creepy feeling.
What?
That's all she says to whatchamacallit, to now Jacob
Whatchamacallit, alabaster knot, you mean?
Alabaster. Jacob, are you with us? Jacob?
Yes.
Okay, you're with us?
Yes.
Okay. You can add in if you felt that you had, something to say. Anyway, the three of us will head off
Well-
to. If you keep.
What are you going to say?
I love the attention span. Fishy goes, "Yep, I'm gonna go to lunch," and then she starts talking, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm with you."
I said I was going to Dabras to get my lunch.
Dobro.
You're going
Dobro Whitney.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm a fish person.
Yeah. So you go to the Whitney State. When you get there, more than likely somebody will ask you to come carry some stuff onto one of the ships because they're going to assume that you're one of the sailors in the area.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to try to say I'm here for my payment.
Your payment? Sure. You'd want to check in with payables. That's the counter over there.
Okay, I go to the counter.
Okay. Can I help you, sir?
I finished quest for Ghost Go Away.
What?
I want payment now.
From me?
From Dabros.
Dobro. God.
Bro.
There's no S on it. Dobro.
Dabro.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. You'd probably have to talk to Dobro himself. Are you certain that he's the one who agreed to pay you?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a copy of the contract then, so we can go ahead and get that established.
Yes or no?
Yes. A word of mouth agreement?
There was a contract.
It was a
No,
contract.
not with him. Not with Dobro.
That's
Yeah,
the
there
point.
was.
It wasn't with Dobro, but that's the point. Yes, there was a contract.
It was a contract. Yes. I just don't have it
But
on.
you don't
But
have
you
it.
don't have it, right? Well, I'll see what I can do about scheduling an appointment. Would tomorrow at 2:00 be fine?
Is there a sooner one?
Well, he's got a fairly built-up docket for the day, and as far as the spirit, the ghost go away, as you call it, I don't believe you were a signatory on the contract.
You weren't.
Actually, this guy's BSing because he doesn't know anything about the contract. So don't.
Oh. But I don't think he was with us on that.
I don't
contract.
care. I'm just saying.
Yes, he
you're
was.
Okay.
Not, and you
I
weren't.
couldn't.
Yeah, you're not
Do
here.
you have proof? Can I see contract from your side since you say you seen contract?
He goes, "You're cleverer than you look." All right, I'll see if Dobro can see you this afternoon. Will that do?
Yes.
All right. If you don't mind, there's a waiting room over there, or if you just want to swing back by after say 12:30, I'll see what I can do by getting you in.
Okay, I'll wait. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Can I sit down over at the wing spot?
Okay,
Okay,
Gene.
we make our way on to Scarborough State to see
So
if
you
we
go
can
exactly
find-
the same place, but you're coming to the property. Um,
I thought we were going to see that lady.
What lady?
I don't care, whatever. I've got nothing better to do.
Okay.
Lead the way, Tianra.
all right. So you approach the Whitney estate.
Yes.
Going to the main entrance, you going around to the dock side. Go to the dock side. No, I'm just kidding.
She goes to the main entrance and knocks on the door.
Well, you don't even have to. The doors will be standing open this hour of the day because it's a busy place. People are passing in and out, and you come in and up on the second level, talking with some advisors. You see Dobro.
Is there somebody down here that I can ask if
No, he's
Dabra
right
has a-
there.
Yes.
Oi, you! We doubt your ghosty goo.
This man is not the one who contracted for the ghost.
Who are you talking about then? We
Gal-
went to the Withany estate to.
No,
Gal-
not
no.
to get the.
Gallon Pridewater was the guy that had the money that was paying for getting rid of the ghost.
Well, then what the hell are we
Um,
doing here?
Because you convinced her that Dobro was the guy.
What ghost?
I don't know nothing. Why are you listening to me?
Oh.
Okay, she does ask somebody if
Uh,
she tries to be.
Anyway, yeah, but Alabaster's already shouted up at Dobro, and so Dobro's turned and he sees you, and he's got a look of somewhat of relief as he comes down the stairs. He shakes your hands all profusely and says, "So, tell me more. What do you know of my son
Nothing more at this time.
and
I'm
my
so-
ship?"
I'm the one that knows nothing. Sorry, continue.
Nothing new, but I do have something that concerns me that has to do with the good cleric of Procon, Volgar.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, Wolgar, he's been incarcerated. That's in for sure. He's shown his true colors and has found himself in opposition with the appointed guardians to this town, which he nods to you for. And I really, really appreciate the extra martial forces that have arrived in response to what you recommended.
My recommendation?
Oh yes, when things were getting out of hand, you were really quick to recommend the use of Red Veil facilities and personnel to administer the aid packages. That was really, really a wise move. You've saved the foundering government from Apex untold hundreds of coin.
Aye, we'd have nothing if it weren't for you.
Just sarcasm?
Yep.
Darn.
Or is it?
The elves left me as judge.
Yes,
Oh, I appointed them too.
right. And then in your absence, they determined that there was a need for additional enhanced security, protection of those resources, a checklist requirement to be eligible for those awards. It's really working out just.
Oh, you give someone an inch.
Yeah, exactly. You gave them an inch, and they're taking the entire
A
coastline.
mile.
The entire coastline.
Well, Gene, you do realize why the elves are gone then, right?
No.
Because the elves were in charge of handling all of that.
Decided a long time ago.
Right. Those kind of ramifications have long-term lasting effects. The elves were not serving anybody's purpose but their own anyway. But by turning over the jurisprudence, if you will, back to the known governmental system, even though there is no it's simpler
Okay.
just to take care of it, and they're doing it in the name of the Rainbow Veil.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All thanks to you.
Except not practicing the Rainbow Veil.
Well, the Rainbow Veil is what we determined it to be. I mean, that's
Well,
really
plus, like, all the other colors are welcome just under
Dabro,
the umbrella.
it concerns me that they think that they're the government when they're not.
But they are now.
Then I would recommend that you look to the Seven Princes, because they're the only autonomous force that could actually stand against this. Of course, that's opening yourself to, I don't know, villainy, piracy, slavery, larceny, and every other any you can think of,
What about the
including
second
the Withanies.
prince?
What?
What about the second prince?
What about all of them? What about them?
What do you know of him?
This is neither the time nor place to speak of specifics. All hail, after all, the established governmental system, right? We all agree with that. Yes, he's looking around because you can see that several of his lieutenants and stuff are looking at you guys having this conversation in mid-floor with raised eyebrows.
Okay. If you have some time later, send me a message to the bathhouse.
Why
She
don't
says that
why don't
very.
you? This is just Jonathan out of thing. Don't depend on me to set these things up. You want to set a meeting? You say we're going to have a meeting at the new bathhouse and then set a time.
Okay.
This guy will find some way to get there.
Okay.
Because if you guys start out don't being active on this stuff and you just let it always be passive, things like Red Veil corruption happens. Because I personally don't have
The bathhouse, if you will come, please.
And yes, there won't be any of the scarlet or crimson or even pink, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
to the best of my knowledge.
No, you're inviting them, Gene.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not to the best of your knowledge. It's no, they're not coming. If you're not wanting to
I'm
include
gonna
them.
go find the dwarf copper top.
Oh, okay. There we go. So where does she hang out? Do you remember?
I know that she was in the town, but I think I saw her at Hannah's place.
No, you met her. Well, you met her on the road, but
I met her on the road.
just let me finish, Gene. One of you did meet her at her establishment. Remember, she's operating out of the land office business because she's responsible for the incoming dwarves that are mining the mountain.
Hey, Jacob, could you get some headphones or mute yourself?
You can't do two things at once well, Jacob.
I'm not doing anything.
No,
I'm not music on it.
Right, and all we're asking is that you just click the mute button unless you're going to say something. Because it's not going to hurt what you can hear. You can hear us all the time. But if you want to say something, then you just unmute yourself, all right?
Or if you can, invest in some headphones with a microphone. That really helps cut out the noise.
She get some gaming headset. That's like what Jonathan has. Fucking great.
Well, he's operating off of a cell phone, so even just earbuds with a microphone would work.
That would work. Anyways, okay. So she will head towards the land office.
Okay.
And
You didn't finish with Coppertop.
No, that Coppertop is where he's going. She's going to the land office. That's where Coppertop is, but you haven't finished with Dobro. You're standing face to face with Dobro. So you don't have anything new about my son. What about my ship?
Oh.
It was dashed on the rocks.
Well, there's going to be that. That's a debt that's owed. Then clearly, I'm.
I understand.
As you may expect.
I thought that was taken care of.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought they already had this conversation.
Yeah, I know,
No.
but that's why I'm wanting to know why you came back, because we hadn't talked since then.
Yeah, because I was here on a totally different subject, but that's okay. I can understand him bringing it up. Okay. I mean, I can understand him bringing it up. It's both were important.
Revealed, I trust. Good.
Okay. Then she leaves and she goes finds Copper Top. So she goes heads to the land office.
So you're okay. Alabaster, you going with her, or are you going to go to something else?
I've got nothing to do.
Of course, you've got nothing to do. You're a white veil priest.
Mm.
What are you doing, Jacob?
Well, if he really must, if she's got want to do it alone, then he can run down to the water and do his rituals.
She actually would prefer you coming with her.
Okay, so there you go.
I'll go to where they're going as well.
Okay.
Great.
So Alabaster is about to leave to go down to the water's edge.
Right.
Alabaster, please come with us.
Aye, but I've got nothing to do.
I understand. Now I'm going to say, if you will accompany me, I will feel better about it, and you. Would
Aye,
be-
if you insist.
All right.
I would appreciate your company.
Okay. So, line out front of dwarves, most of them rather scurvy looking. A couple of them look a little seasick, like they might have just got off. Keep looking furtively towards the doorway, trying to see their pack animal stuff that are lined up outside. It looks like a madhouse. The normally fairly well kempt Maggie Copper is looking rather frazzled as she's her sleeves are rolled up to the half, and as you can see, she's fumbling papers and such like. Looks like she's scheduling possibly yet another caravan run up the mountain.
Okay.
Sitting on the countertop, though, are little packets and even a couple of rather large graveling nuggets with little tags attached, perhaps signifying ownership of property for registering claims and such.
Alabaster's gonna kind of bend over and look at one, because he's unfamiliar with this.
What a graveling is?
Nonsense.
Well, okay. So an individual graveling stone, it looks. If you're familiar with the idea of the nuggets of gold, the pieces that have washed out of a vein, but that have been rounded, so they look like little rocks.
Yep.
An individual graveling is really nothing other than a shiny gold rock, and looking at it, you're thinking, well, what is this, like a gold claim? But while you're looking, somebody nudges the table a little bit, and a couple of them roll together.
Mm-hmm.
And as they roll together, they start to emanate light.
Ah, like the Shankara stones.
Right. But when that happens, then somebody, the attendant who's supposed to be in that area, frantically runs over and separates them and measurably puts them a little bit further apart to make sure that doesn't happen again. He apologizes profusely for the inconvenience to you guys, because apparently it wasn't just you, but several people kind of leaned forward to see what was going to happen. And of course, she Maggie stands up on a chair. It's the only way she can get tall enough to get everybody's attention. She whistles really loudly, and the whole room gets quiet. And she says, "I know we're all in a hurry. I know you all want to get up to the digs. We are operating as quickly as we can. Sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm going to have to ask you all to step outside as my staff needs to be able to eat their lunch in peace, and we will begin the process again in roughly 1 hour." When she says that, there's a hue and cry from all of the people around there. They're all, especially those that are already seated with queue with little numbers, they're waving their numbers. And she goes, That's right. You've already been assigned numbers. I get that. Those that are in the house that have numbers, we will handle you in the orders of the numbers. But I still need you to please exit the building for the time period. Thank you. And as people
Speaking of lunch, where'd that fish go?
I'm not sure.
I'll deal with that in just a second. The one of the attendants, though, one of the dwarves that works there, comes over and tugs on Alabaster's sleeve and says, "Don't leave. Wants to talk to you. That's what this is about. Don't leave."
Aye, okay.
The
After
void is taking John.
what's that?
I said
The
the void's
void.
taking John.
Yeah.
No, it's a curtain. That's so weird.
It's a puppet.
For this you will pay a turn.
Horrifying.
Wait, Godzilla was Japanese. What do you mean? There's no...
Quiet, you.
The scary part is when it suddenly opens up and then you see a face in the corner of the screen.
Uh-huh.
Dinsdale.
God, give me a break.
What?
Okay.
Okay, so as everybody else files out, waving their arms and their pieces of paper and such like, the dwarves push them out the door until it's basically her 4 staffers and Maggie and you guys. All right. So you're what business do we have with you, Alabaster? Want to tell you that we're still looking into the losses, and we're trying to get a settlement on your behalf. It hasn't happened yet, just so you know.
Oh?
You're not there.
Aye,
Oh, okay, sorry.
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Alabaster, what have you lost?
I've lost nothing. Sorry, I can't not say it. I've lost. It's like he doesn't want to remember it.
Right.
Okay. She just lays it. I'm sorry if that disturbs you. I won't ask.
I'm lost. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Maggie?
Yeah, you came to me. What's going on?
Maggie, I want to have a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock at the bathhouse. There are some things that disturb me. Maggie, who do you know who's a staunch traditionalist?
You're asking me?
Yeah?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that are fed up with the old government, especially since it's not even standing any longer. It's a little frustrating that the person in charge of the restitution packages and stuff happens to be the people who were trying to establish a foothold on our continent and now have a I don't understand. I'm really kind of confused. When we first spoke, you had said you'd fallen out of the sky and that you were thought unseat the, pardon my French, the red bastards. But as soon as the voice in the heavens gave you authority as a representative of their, what did you guys call yourselves? The
Rainbow Veil?
no, what you call yourselves? The Now. Once you established the Now, you immediately put the Red Veil in charge of maintaining the peace and reestablished, if you will, their historic claim to leadership.
I just gotta say,
I
I
think
don't know why, but you guys really did a number on this one.
I didn't give them the I was passive in that.
No,
That's
you,
exactly.
no, you were active. You actually had the other players manipulate 2 of the Red Veil moderates because you were going to be hands-on controlling them and keeping them from letting the boss man take over.
And then he took over.
Well, you went away. You went on your sailing mission and left
Yeah.
him in charge. You didn't unseat him. You didn't make the other 2 moderates replace him.
It's about exactly what has happened that concerns me.
Well, I
And
don't know. We don't know each other very well, but as somebody who is stridently traditionalist, and only so because the traditionalists support the idea of the dwarves having claims to dwarvish lands, um, that I can say that a lack of consistency before may be actually damaging your ability to be a credible claimant of leadership now. So be careful what you wish
I
for, because
don't want leadership. I want
then why
hopefully
then
to
why
reass.
then why are you digging into local politics?
I wanted the, shall we say, opposition to become,
We're doing
well,
everything we can, quite frankly, and I'm glad you waited until I got my uh, clients out of the building before we started this conversation. But you know that my association with the traditionalists has more to do with the permissions to move through this area with the caravans to go retake the southern heights and therefore establish a Grund claim to Grim territory.
Ooh.
So I have a vested interest in the success of a uh, overthrow of the Red Veil, but sometimes a frontal attack is not the best choice, and so
is there anything that I can do to help you?
yes, you
Okay.
you what happened? Your team of monster hunters has evaporated.
Yes,
Literally.
literally. They did not return, even though we all left at the same time.
Yes, that is a bit of a problem when your commission was to hunt monsters.
Uh,
Well, she kind of did the other day.
yeah, we read on the ghosts that walk through town and the
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
and the Hool watchtower.
Who benefits from the Hool Watchtower being established as a safe
Oh,
haven?
the
Pricewater.
Pride Water.
And who hired you to chase off the ghosts?
Pride Water. I
Say his name again.
hazard I hazard a guess. Pride Water. Yeah.
I just want to say that I had nothing to do with it.
Thank you, thank you, and I appreciate that. There's nothing more that I would want to do than congratulate you on your non-activity, Alabaster.
Thank you. Carry on.
So
Okay.
so as I said, we're not close friends, but I consider you to be potentially an ally. If you want to rally the forces against the red, this town is ready for that.
I understand.
That's a great statement that should be told to the others who will be joining together at the water house
Yes.
in the tubs.
Are you
I knew
stating or
you
acting?
were. I knew Whiffany was.
Would you help us and invite anybody that you know to be a staunch traditionalist into the tubs at 7?
Not to the house. I'll
Well,
have
the I would, but again, if it becomes widely known that you are bringing the traditionalists together, that would be a great place for the Red Veil to come and get us all circled up. After all, they already have Father Wolgar in prison, as you may know.
that. I'm going to try to do something about. I'm not sure how yet, but
Which is why the cover of just being people who are taking a bath would be, a thing.
I'm sure Nabro has bathhouse for himself.
No, you only have no. Remember the whole thing. The whole reason why we even discussed having a bathhouse in the first place was that you took a bath in town and everybody stared at you because you were so beautiful. Remember? And you
Yep.
didn't like that, and so everybody said we could build a private one. And then your associates decided to design it by using the gnomes to make it a business proposition.
Yes, the bathhouse will be open at soon.
And then it was claimed by the Red Veil because you didn't pay something.
No, it was claimed by. Yeah, I guess it was claimed by them, and then Prime Water paid the.
Was it
Which
claimed
is-
by
You gotta pay
them
when it says
because
you-
of the debt that you owed on the ship?
No.
No. Because the gnomes, we had negotiated for certain things in there. They were paid for it. They kept on wanting to add things. We said no, but
And-
when we were gone,
Where's
they
the
added
fish
them.
and what color is it?
Where's Fishy Cat and what color is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I'm like a light pink
I think. Well, he's
with a bit of green.
no, guys, got to say it this way. He's clearly salmon colored.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as affiliation, he's either orange or yellow veil. As far as his actions so far, more likely yellow veil. But he doesn't
Okay.
really focus enough to make it intentional.
So he's like a light orange.
I'm the. You see my picture? How there's a red and there's a yellow. I'm in the between.
Red, you're not red.
Between the red and the yellow. Oh,
That orangish part right there, but not really orange, but not really yellow.
yeah, I got you.
Anyways,
All right. So maybe 2 will be enough, and we can build
I
on that.
love politics.
She doesn't have the slightest understanding of politics.
But why are you
Except-
playing the politics game, Gene?
Only because she was hoping to build support for.
Why?
She wants to get the priest out of there.
Why?
Priest already accepted it.
Because she feels that he has been unjustly imprisoned.
Then let's get him out.
Oh! Sorry, my mic was on.
She can understand exactly what she did. She also knows he's paid a price for it that nobody else.
Let's get him out and be done with it.
Well, maybe we can figure out how. Yeah, but she doesn't understand skullduggery either. She's trying to do it through. Okay.
But you're trying to build consensus when your character has no agenda. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Because right now you're kind of mucking about in local politics. You know enough to be dangerous, but you don't know enough to guide.
Yeah.
There.
And you certainly don't care because you guys wander off on adventures whenever you need to, and you're not here to suffer the consequences when things go weird.
Yeah, but she has.
I certainly don't care.
You have nothing
Yeah.
to lose, Alabaster.
Yeah.
None-
Goldar.
Time
Well, he-
time for a quick meta conversation.
Okay.
Guys, you are an adventure group. The whole point of this is to have adventures and to do stuff. If you get bogged down in the local politics, you'll end up being a minor local politician.
Why do you think I asked, where's the fish and what color is it? Because he's clearly red. And he might be a herring.
Aha. But it's not
You
even
can't focus.
it's not even a red herring. It's simply what we've said before. When you guys focus on something, I'll take the story there. But if you follow that story, that's not necessarily the story that you want to wanted to be a part of. But you guys control that. This is the
All I wanted was get to paid and eat and go on with my day.
You probably have money. Go eat.
No, apparently I spent it all when I was eating shrimp.
He probably still has an outstanding debt at Hannah's place anyway from the previous
Okay.
engorgement.
Shrimp excursions.
Yes, because he was buying them by the buckets, if I remember.
Oh, the buckets of shrimp. The heavenly sound of.
Bucket shrimp.
Okay.
So I see the one adventure that needs to happen, or that needs to happen for Jean, is we need to free the priest.
I'm down with that.
We might have to
And
start
the
a
priest
war.
can
if we
handle
did that.
this because he's a good guy.
The elves are gone.
They're gone. Okay.
So what authority do you have to execute
None.
anything?
None.
Let's go to Pricewater, get our payment, and then see if we can leverage that into freeing your stupid priest, and then we can be done. Yeah? Sounds good.
Right.
Let's go.
Sounds like a plan, Alabaster.
I'm not in character.
Oh, sorry. Wait. What is your real name? Hey,
Travis.
It's okay. Alabaster and Travis sound the same.
Yeah, totally the same. I would
Yeah.
never sound like this in my life. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
and Travis was giving you grief, Gene, because your character's name is Tiara, but you wrote Tianra. That's what he was calling you that
Oh.
earlier.
Sorry.
No, that's what he was doing. I didn't on me at the time that he said it. It's like, oh, I see why now. Anyway, so we're headed over to Pridewater Estate, to the
Yep.
the warehouses.
Yep.
Front door like usual. Or we're gonna go to the
Sure.
warehouse. Gazes an eyebrow. Welcome back, Mistress Tiara.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to see
Nods
you
to
today.
Alabaster. Doesn't say. He says nothing to Alabaster. Just simply nods.
He enjoys it.
Yeah, exactly.
He greets him likewise.
He greets him with nothing. There's no response. I got you.
There is nothing shared between them.
Awesome fail the whole time. He would like nothing better than to off his boss, but that's another story altogether. All right, so Gellin comes walking down. He has several attendants with him. He's whispering instructions to them as he comes down the stairs, and when they reach the bottom of the stairs, he approaches you, and they toddle off on their different tasks. Stop in front of you, a little curt nod, and raises his hand to you.
Oi, hello.
Hey, I can imagine Alabaster reaches out, shakes it. Shakes that off and puts his hand back out for Tiara.
She's never shaken a hand before.
Well, he's not even holding it out to be shaken. He's holding it out flat, like he's wanting you to put your hand inside on top of his hand.
Yeah, he's going to guide you somewhere.
So she
magical
takes
place,
her
hold
hand.
that room.
No, she takes her hand and she kind of like aims it like a handshake, and she shakes his hand like sideways. You know,
You're a
mimicking,
lady, damn it. You're a
mimicking
lady.
his.
Act like a lady.
She doesn't know that she's again. She's playing to the fact that she doesn't know culture. He was clearly trying to kiss your hand, is what he was trying to do, but he was basically offering it so that you could put your hand in it. That way you could kiss it, but that's fine. You shake it and you hate it. He kind of, yes,
What's wrong?
come follow me and lead you back up the stairs.
Well, that was the proper greeting, was it not? Shaking hands.
He looks over his shoulder, says, "Yeah, that'll work. That'll work."
Okay. My group and I have come to collect the money for.
Yes. Come, have seats. Let's have cordials. Let's not be so hasty and racing to business. This world is already going fast paced enough. Wouldn't you agree?
Actually, I do have nothing in my appointment book.
I'll bet pages and pages of it.
Aye.
I'll bet nothing interferes with your scheduling ever.
All the time.
This is passing over Tiara's head.
That's the point.
I'm sure.
And Jacob, how's the Solus family?
The Solus family?
That's
Your
what
family.
I asked about.
Well,
How are they?
Make up.
well, they're doing well at in their own community.
Well, I thought you were from the
Wait.
the Solus is just north of here.
Well, it's just a name for
It's just a name?
that my mother
Oh gosh.
picked.
Your mother picked, but he laughs and goes, "Oh no, I know, Jacob, that your name was picked by your mother. I'm not referring to your family name. The Soluses have been part of. They've benefited from the oversight of the Seven Princes."
Whoa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. Oh, well, trust me, your family's property is well taken care of, and so far your uncle, his time in prison has been
Wait, what?
peaceful one.
I
I'm in prison.
Will he take the bait?
Anyway, he looks when you don't respond, he kind of his eyes kind of gloss over a little, like he's surprised. He goes, "How long have you served the Red Veil?"
I actually.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, Jacob. You as a player, have you been listening to the conversation so far between the other players and the people they're talking to?
Well, I listen, but
Okay, so if you've been listening, is Tiara supportive of or in opposition to the Red Veil priests that are running things? Does she like that, or she wants it to be overthrown?
Overthrown.
So when he asks you how long you've served the Red Veil, what should your answer be? What would your answer be?
Not that long.
Not that long? So you recently became a follower, or your family's been following it for a long time and you're just new to it?
I'm new to it.
You are new to it. All right.
It's not a choice that he's offering you between the two. He's wanting you to understand that you wouldn't be serving the Red Veil. That the Red Veil would be very bad if you're part of the party. Because the party is against the Red Veil.
Okay.
And so I'm needing you, Jacob, to understand that when you're talking to the NPCs in the world, sometimes they're not
Good.
they're not necessarily serving the best interest. So you have to do the same thing that Tiara has learned to do, and that is to listen with the practice ear and not expect everybody to be feeding you the lines, so to speak.
Okay.
So you have to make up your mind whether or not you think the Red Veil is bad. And if you do think the Red Veil is bad, then you should act like it. And if you think the Red Veil isn't so bad, then you need to speak up so the players in the party know that you don't see it as bad. And then that way they can explain to you why they feel the way they do, and you can explain to them why you feel the way you do, so that there is a conversation and it's not one person.
And roleplay happens.
And roleplay happens. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But you have to be as much a participant in the conversation as the other members, so that they know what you're feeling and believing. Because if you think the Red Veil's not a bad deal or a big deal, you need to let them know so they know where you stand.
Okay.
You have an opinion. You have a permission to exert that opinion, but you need to do so. I can't do it for you.
Okay.
And I won't. I, as a matter of fact, as I just pointed out in the conversation with this guy, he's clearly trying to lead you into making a bad decision, because I wanted you to see that there was a decision to be made, and you have to make it. I can't make it for you.
Okay.
All right. Since we're already in the scene, we'll just retcon that little bit out. Just know that the Solace family, from what he's saying, is a traditionalist family, and they do not like the Red Veil. As a matter of fact, one of their family members is in prison. This was the piece that was important, because
he's the priest.
You have somebody you know that's in prison. All right?
Okay. All right.
We gotta get him out.
All right.
Gene, do you catch that?
We gotta start over.
I did. I caught it. they put his uncle in prison, and therefore he should be anti-red veil.
Who might his uncle be?
Someone with land.
That probably.
Well, not there may be more than one person in prison, so it's not facts. That's facts not yet in evidence, but there's an allusion to the possibility that Jacob is related to the priest. That's what that was kind of. That's what Travis is alluding from it.
Yes.
Inferring from what I said.
Yeah.
So, you have finished the job. What was the agreed payment?
You give her the deed to her bathhouse.
Ah, that's right. That's right. I did have a certain piece of property. You do know that I did make a couple of improvements while I was owner. I hope you won't mind. I put a secondary access route through the main drain in the large bathroom, largest bath.
How very kind of you.
Uh,
And my payment.
purely for our mutual protection. It gives us a way to avoid complications should things go south in any, I don't know, unauthorized gatherings that might or might not take place in such a place.
And where does this access lead to?
Oh, necessarily into the large drainage culvert just south of your property. It's not pretty, it's kind of messy, but it's better than dying or spending time in a Red Veil prison.
Okay. That's fine.
Well, thanks. So,
Good idea. You have good ideas. You know that?
I do, and I usually get paid for them. In other cases, I have great ideas, and I get people to do stuff for me, like getting rid of that inconvenient ghost.
Aye, so about that.
Yes.
My payment.
I wouldn't. I would. Quite honestly, there is nothing I can offer you that's worth the effort that you've done.
I'll take it.
Yes, it's only fair that the others get paid. I've been paid.
Didn't you hear him?
Jacob needs to be paid.
Necessarily say no.
And I'm only playing with it, so.
Yeah.
But I thought that's why I said what the compensation was. I thought the compensation was just the bathhouse.
That was her. When I interjected, saying, "Well, what about the rest of us?" He said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure I will find a way to heavily compensate you, or
Justly
something.
Okay,
Whatever it was."
sure.
But it wasn't like something that we wasted time or agreed upon because we didn't have any real thing that we wanted from him, per se.
Fair enough.
So, a random, hoard of treasure will be fine.
Another king's ransom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
What time is
Oh.
it?
Fish will probably be happy with the lifetime supply of shrimp.
Oh my God! Yes.
We'll just get him a open tab at the Tangled Skein.
You might regret that. Anyways,
Man, I've never had an idea a cat could eat so much swordfish, right?
nice.
Well, what do you think is fair, Jacob?
Well,
What precisely do you feel the effort of getting rid of the ghost is worth to you?
I mean, well, for the ghost,
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Was he there for that?
yeah, it was.
Okay, cool.
20
Oh
bucks.
yeah, you were. You were a major helper. Think about it. What do
Well-
you want?
well, since the ghost is, well, so if we attack it,
No.
No.
We're done with that. I'm saying, what do you want? You
It's
wanna
time
get
to get paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
How much
the
you got?
problem is, okay, all three should be paid the same amount.
Wait,
And
no, you've already gotten paid a lot.
I know
Yeah.
I
Um,
have,
maybe we
Kane,
could
just
split.
let.
not for me, but for
I
them,
know. I got
You
it.
just stated that they all should get paid equally.
all the others.
Well, maybe we could split the.
Well, no, we're all gonna get.
What would you like to get paid for? What would you like the payment to be, Jacob?
What do you?
Discuss it among yourselves, but
I just mentioned that your uncle was in jail.
Oh, maybe pay the bail.
I
No,
could
there's
I
no
could
bail.
I could possibly arrange to get your uncle out of jail. Of course, the relationship between the Solace family and the Pridewater family would have to improve. You understand?
I'm sure it will. Rather he likes it or not. Get it? Not.
Not. I got it.
Uh.
Is that fair,
He's-
Jacob?
He slaps his wooden
Yeah.
knee.
Yes, it is.
All right. So your uncle's freedom is your compensation, and he thinks for a minute. He goes, "I got something," and he goes into one of his drawers and he fiddles around, pulls drawers out, looking around, trying to figure out where something is, and all of a sudden it sparks, and he opens up a yet another drawer, and pulls out a glass sphere. It's got kind of a smoky consistency, but it is translucent, and he gives that to Alabaster.
Oi, what's this then?
He says, "Oh, nothing."
Oh, lovely.
Could I roll a history check?
Sure. DC 14.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Of course. With the 20, the sphere is known to have served the Pridewater as a looking glass. It fundamentally is like a far seer, but its perspective can shift based on where the sphere is, so you can actually see a position from multiple angles. It's got the only restriction is it's got to be something within line of sight, and it functions as eyes of the eagle.
Cool.
All right.
I'll be able to see more than nothing with this. Well, more of nothing.
Literally, there's nothing that will pass will escape your vision with this.
what about the fisher cat?
He's got shrimp.
Who? I gave him an open bar at the Tangled Skein. He won't ever have to worry about buying his fish anymore. He can just go and gorge himself silly.
Hooray.
Doesn't ever.
And you could probably work out a deal where they give him the rotten stuff, because I don't think he'd notice.
Well, yeah, I got the stipulation is he has to wait until after 4 in the afternoon, right? That's all.
That's horrible. That's horrible, you two.
You're not there.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, to speak for himself.
No, Tiara, that's not how it works. If he's not here, then he's got what he got a fair compensation, I believe. He thinks it's the best gift ever.
You can't tell me what I think.
You said it. I quoted you.
Well, you're right. You did. I did say that the unlimited food that's not rotten is the great thing. Yeah.
Oh, it won't ever be rotten. They wouldn't serve rotten food because they wouldn't want you to die, because then
They
I will
wouldn't get
sue,
paid.
damn it.
Well, wait a minute. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Would he be part of the fish bar if he... never mind.
Nice. Don't stand too close to the buffet line. Might take a bite out of you. Wait, that's a different character, wasn't it?
Ha 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 ha.
Call back. Alrighty. So, anything else I can do for you now that we're square and you've gotten your property back?
Not at this time, but thank you very much for our
You
compensation
There
And the
and
may
best-
be or may not be a meeting in the hot tubs tonight.
Alabaster can't have that sound. I'm sorry.
Just,
You're totally jinking with me now.
it was too apropos to
The instance.
stereotype.
I know, but Tiara did. My question was: was Tiara going to invite Pridewater? Because I don't want you to.
no, he's Red Veil.
No,
Is
he's
he?
not.
Is
He just
Oh.
talked all about being traditionalist and having an escape hatch made and not dying in a Red Veil prison, and that he's friends with the Solus family who are staunch traditionalists.
That is as much double talk as anything else.
And smuggler who's trying to operate within the parameters of our friends of mine that I know are not. I'm not going to bring that up at all. But the reality is that I'm going to get people out of prison. Isn't that what you came to talk to me about?
She looks at him. Yes.
Okay, I didn't say any of that. That was actually me as in
Oh.
meta. I'm
Okay.
asking you to go with the evidence on the screen, evidence of stuff that is going on now. And if you have a question, ask the character. Ask Pridewater. So I'm
Okay.
confused. I thought you liked the Red Veil, because all I've been
Okay.
talking about, as Travis just noted, was about how I recognized the Solus family and said they're traditionalists, and it's really unfortunate about their uncle. I mean, how many flags do you need to let you know that I want to talk about this shit?
Okay.
You've
I'm
got to,
sorry.
just like Jacob, you got to kind of listen to the conversation for the words that are there, not the ones you think might be there.
I'm listening.
Could
Plus
you
that-
get another person out of prison?
I have some considerable pull, but who is it we're trying to liberate, and for what purpose?
Father of Volgar.
And why?
Because the good cleric was true to his calling.
So you're doing this altruistically, just out of recognition of his faithfulness.
Absolutely.
No personal agenda. No ulterior
No, I
motive.
feel
Not
Yeah.
a one.
I feel that there was an injustice done to him because the law has changed.
So
Look
you
at
just
2
want me
weeks.
to, you just want I do carry soul on occasion depending on the catch, but
I have
Don't know if
nothing
that
else
may have just
other
gone
than
right
that.
really? Okay. I'll see what I can do. I'm no guarantees on that account. I mean, if I thought this person would serve, I don't know, a purpose other than the red veil.
Yes.
That was Prime Water talking.
It is Prime Water talking.
Okay.
What
And
do you
I'm-
mean, serve Red Veil's purpose?
Other than Red Veil's
Oh,
purpose.
that's
Serve a
weird.
purpose other than Red Veil's.
You're wanting me to get a man who's been arrested specifically because he stood against the Red Veil. The other guy, Solus, wasn't. The Solus guy has a different kind of a crime on his head, so it's easy to get him out of jail. But now you're asking me to get a traitor off. I need to know why you think this traitor is worth saving. If he's just a good man and he was unjustly tried, that's something you go to a lawyer for, not to somebody who's going to use back corner resources. I can do it for you, but I'm trying to understand what it is you stand for. Because if I understood better what it is you stand for and what you're trying to accomplish, then I might be more sympathetic.
I want to free him from the Red Veil. I do not think.
What
he-
is your purpose with going against the Red Veil? Just say that you want the Red Veil out of town.
Tell me what your agenda is, Tiara. You've come to my home.
to read?
I'm the Godfather. You've come to my home. You're asking me to do this thing. I want to do this. This is a
I
good
want
thing.
the traditionalists to regain control of this area and gradually remove the influence of the Red Veil out of here.
Okay, you understand my skepticism because you are the person that advocated for the Red Veil to take over, right? You remember that?
I remember what I said, but it was just because they had the organizational skills. They seem to have now have pushed themselves forward over
She
everything.
was new to the situation then, didn't know the ramifications of her choices. Now she does, and she regrets it heavily. Correct?
Wow. For someone who has nothing to say, that was quite astute there, Alabaster. Thank you.
I know, I'll punish
She,
myself later.
Kiara looks at you.
All right. So, if what you're saying is true, then clearly there's a reason to want to get a traitor out of prison to serve your purposes. But how do I know you're not going to abandon us again? Because you were put in charge, if you will, by the Eldrin forces when there was no government, and now that the only government is a warlord, you haven't been here to prevent it. So, how do we know?
I can answer that again, by the way. I'm fairly certain that her reasoning for wanting to get all you peoples together is to get a group that can help run it while she leaves away, so she'll be out of your hair and not mucking about anymore.
I cannot remain here. There's things that need to be done, and I need to find out more and get moving on that.
And Alabaster said that. Thank you. Yes, you now have made it more clear. So the only thing I'm going to request of you is access to your establishment while you're gone. I will take just a simple user's fee for the administration when I'm operating it while in your absence, and that you put me on the title as co-owner.
What's the percentage?
She keeps 90. I only want 10%.
That is eminently fair.
And as part owner, you will protect its interests, of course, while we're away.
Of course. And I just won't be questioned about my uses while you're gone.
Of course. Sounds fair?
Nope. That is perfectly fair. If you'll draw up the contract, I will sign it.
It's funny that I happen to have, and he pulls open the one drawer that's right in the middle. Remember how he was looking around for stuff like he didn't know what he was looking for? He opens the drawer, pulls it out, flops it on the table, turns it around. All you need to do is sign there, there, and there. We're good.
No, Alexander, would you help me? Would you read this for me?
Alexander Alabaster. Alexander goes,
Alabaster!
hello!
Alexander says, hello!
Alabaster.
Yeah, Lassiter. Alexander Lassiter.
Alabaster will take a look-see at the contract.
And it's pretty much exactly what we just said. 90-10 administration of the facilities, no questions asked in your absence, and you get returns while I take care of management.
Is there a second page?
Nope, just one document page.
Okay. There's no, like, see addendum B.
Yep, no quid pro quo, etc.
Willful opening to the abyss.
Yeah, nope.
You know,
Nope.
none of that.
None of
Okay,
that.
sign away.
Yep.
Okay, she signs it. She asks Jacob and you to witness it.
I'll witness it.
Me too.
Alrighty.
I saw nothing wrong with this agreement.
Sorry. It just gets me. He gets fed so many nothings.
That's
Nothing is ever wrong.
Trust me,
I kept quiet.
his brain is working on them if there's nothing going on.
I'm thinking of the next one.
That's the nothing. That is.
I kept quiet.
I saved the nothings for later.
Okay.
Kept quiet.
You're quiet. You have nothing to say.
He has nothing to say, and he says it quite succinctly.
Yes.
All right, so the fishy cat is more than likely actually tearfully eating his like 96th shrimp for the day. Still can't believe his good fortune, thinking that he's going to have to pay this debt, and they go, "Oh no, your bill's been paid. I don't know if you've ever tried to eat for that long of a period, but you're done. You're full."
He's never been full before.
Yep. Do you have bubbly water?
Bubbly water? Oh, you mean
Oh,
seltzer?
no.
Yeah, I can get you some seltzer.
Oh no.
Nice.
Bring it up again. We'll vote on it.
Jonathan,
What?
the first time when I tried the bubbly the soda water thing, oh my god, it tastes bitter.
It does.
It is. It's
Water,
a mixer. It's not to be a sweet drink. It is. If you ever tasted just plain carbonated water,
Jacob, you would never like Europe because that's all they drink there. They don't drink regular water.
Matter of fact, when I was in Germany, I actually asked for tap water at this restaurant, and the guy says tap water. I said, yeah, the kind that comes out of the sink. He looks at me kind of funny. He says, that's not water. He says, if you want to order that, you actually have to order Stillwasser. Stillwasser is their word for water.
What?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So the next year when I went back to Germany, I was clever enough to remember to order Stillwasser, and I asked for Stillwasser over ice. And he goes, over ice? I said, yes. Put some ice in the glass and pour the water over it. He goes, but ice is water. You want water in your water?
No, I want ice in my water.
I said, yes, please. Put some ice in my glass. And so he still looked at me kind of funny, but when he finally came to the table, he had this really weird look on his face, this big old grin. He says, I have found solution for you. I go, really? He says, yeah, this is very good. Anyway, he gives me the glass, and I take one drink of it, and it's mineral water just like everything else. And I go, what is this? He says, it's new brand. It's called Stillwasser. So there's now a brand of seltzer water that is called tap water when it's not.
When I went to Germany, us singers, we couldn't stand the sparkling water, but we need to drink a lot of water because we're singers. And so the only bottles that we could find, because we were in a little town and our hotel was like the only place we could buy any water, was these big, huge wine bottles, like glass bottles of still water. And so we bought out them like 5 times, just their entire stock. And so you had an entire chorus of like 40 people walking around with like 2 or 3 glass bottles in their bags and under their arms and in their hands, and they were rolling around in the bus. It was hilarious.
You have to remind me to tell you the story about the hunter's crap with hair nuts, but that's another whole story.
I'm intrigued. I'll remember.
Yes. Alrighty. So once you sign the document, Pridewater does offer you another round of drinks. I mean, I haven't gotten to go fishing myself in a while, but the fact that you've returned, Tiara, means that I didn't notice the saddle at anchor.
The saddle sank.
What? What happened to Captain Kern?
I don't know.
How about your hunting buddy, Kane?
I was the only one that returned out of the group.
Even the giant Eggleth?
Even the giant Eggleth.
Oh. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure you're probably grieving horribly over it. Was it devastating to find their bodies?
The thing is, I don't know what happened to them.
Oh, so you got separated in the wreck?
We were separated. Yes, in the wreck. A few of us got together, but
so you saw them after?
I saw some of them after.
Oh, so they survived. Where are they?
That's it. In our struggle to return.
I gave you an out, Gene. You could have just said yes and been done with it.
Yeah.
You're now feeding.
You don't need to tell everybody every story.
In the struggle to return, we were separated.
You didn't have to do that. Don't even. As far as I know, you could just say yes. They were lost in the wreck. I left you that open so you could just say yes. We lost them in the wreck. Because if it ends up this guy is double crossing you, it's good to know that there are people out there that could double cross him back. But if you make it clear that you don't know where they are and that they might be dead, then he's not as likely to betray you because he already thinks you're in his pocket. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, but you're asking an angel to lie.
I'm not asking the angel anything. I'm asking
No,
Gene.
no, this is a Gene thing.
Okay.
Every time someone asks you a question, you play the entire history of the scenario and say it out loud because you're trying to remember what happened or whatever, and you tell every single person the entire backstory and the nuance of everything.
Anyway, the point was you because he said so they got lost, and you just could say yes, they got lost because that's true.
Yeah, they were lost.
Right. That's and like he said, he apologized again for this. Sorry for your loss. So there is it a may or may not be at the meeting at your house? Did you tell
Exactly.
him? No, I'm asking Tiara. Are you going to tell? I'm sorry. I'm asking Jean. Is Tiara going to tell Gallon about the meeting at all?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Alabaster may or may not nod and wink when he leaves. Possibly. He's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
But,
All right. So you catch up with Fishy Cat wandering out of the tangled skein, holding onto his sides like he's about to burst. He's got a little lager cup of.
The Tangle Skein is the one down near the docks where the
Yes.
ghost. Oh my God, that's the worst place. Okay.
Alabaster's going to walk right up to him and poke him in the stomach and say, "Oi, where have you been?" What? I heard nothing.
I've been eating the cockroaches of the sea.
It's disgusting. I'm hungry. Anyone else hungry?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I think he found out. I'm not sure why I know that, but I think he did.
Well, you should understand why. Anyway, yes, I'm going to the snapped line
Okay.
for breakfast.
Yep. The place is as spotless as usual. There's only like 2 people in there. There are one of the Red Veil advocates and a couple of their clients sitting at one of the tables. You see Hannah looking around nervously.
Oh wait.
Alabaster is going to tap Tiara on the shoulder and nod, and they're going to take a booth as far away but still in line of sight of them.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty prominent if you think about it. They're seated in such a fashion that everyone sees them, and the advocate is speaking very openly about the bright new future that they're having under Governor Skellig's watchful eye. That this has been such a boon since the message came from on high, allowing us to give quarter. It's so much nicer to bring peace to people rather than a sword.
Alabaster, while they're eating and ordering and whatever else, he's gonna take out the orb and look at it and see if he can see them and what's on their table or anything like that. Oh,
nice. Yes. As a matter of fact, you notice that the orb, if you hold it and you turn it, it changes the perspective of what you're looking at. So you can literally walk yourself 3/4 away around the table in either direction, because you can turn the sphere either way and see almost everything. You do notice that there is a writ, a letter laying on the table in front of the 2 people that are with the advocate, and the advocate is, again, he's downright chipper. He's just enjoying life. He's just so pleased with the way things are going. But the letter, by pulling the sphere closer to you, you're actually able to zoom in on the document. And the document basically is a release of claim to a vessel known as the Cutter, I'm sorry, Cuttlefish, releasing the vessel to the Red Veil in lieu of the imprisonment of their relative, suggesting that there might be a lot more people in the prisons than you guys were aware.
He's gonna elbow Tiara and show her.
So to do that, he basically nudges you and then puts his hand on your shoulder so you can see into his sphere.
Ye gods. By the gods, that is awful.
What's the name on the paper? Does it say?
The family's name?
Yeah, the family's name.
Yeah.
Any Solus connection?
No, not direct to the Solus family. No.
Hmm.
No. It's the where is it? Once again, I don't have my book, so I can't make shit up as easy.
God damn it, John! Let's go to the store and get your book.
I need to get my book. I need to. Yeah, but to do that, I'd actually have to stop one of my streams early enough so I could run all the way to Montclair to get it. So,
Maybe we'll pass on movie night or something.
or I'll just go and get, heaven forbid, on Wednesday morning when I get up, just go there. Then
Ugh, no.
yeah, they don't
I
open
wouldn't
till
do that
noon.
to you.
Yeah. Well, they don't open till noon anyway. So anyway,
I could run there Monday.
yeah, but you're in
Then
the
all the
opposite
way to
direction
his,
from
but
me.
you're in the opposite.
You're the opposite direction from me, so no, let's not do that. I'll go get it. But let's just go with the Naaman, Naimon.
Do you think maybe we should go notify these people?
They're looking right. He turns and looks at you. Alabaster turns and looks at you. They're being informed right now.
Yes, but if their family is not there. Oh.
Well, you see they've picked up the pen. It looks like they're about ready to sign the document.
Wait!
Everybody looks.
I have an announcement to make. He's gonna look at Tiara,
Go
wink
ahead.
at her.
Yeah.
I am making this loud, distracting announcement for a
Indeed.
reason.
Oh my god.
And
Really?
she's gonna go and say, yes!
What kind of reason? As Tiara,
Praise
as-
be the white belt!
This reason?
as Tiara is sitting in her chair looking at you.
God damn it! Come on.
She gets up.
Okay, what does
This
she do?
re-
She
As-
walks over to the table. And she says, I'd like
okay,
to speak
so
to you.
hang on a second. Hang on.
No,
Alabaster is talking, and everybody in the place is turning to look at him.
just
You're
take the
going
pen,
to walk
too.
over and basically interrupt them listening to him, or what are you doing? You said you were going to go over to the table. As you're approaching the table, they're all looking over their shoulders at Alabaster. They do see you
Oh.
coming, but they're paying attention to his gesticulation and his wild announcement.
My god.
Praise be the white belt!
Yeah,
There's nothing.
Fishy Cat's adding to it by acting so strange. What are you doing, Tiara?
Are they
Ma-
not looking
Yeah.
at the document?
They've got their hands on it. One of them's actually got a pen in his hand, but he's stopped. He hasn't written yet.
Just whisper.
She goes over and pulls the pen out of his hand.
What?
She shakes her head. Don't.
Okay, so you grab the pen.
Wait, what?
And she
Can't-
kind of hides it.
Hides it. The guy,
Yeah,
the guy you stole it from is going to be looking right at you. So
Yeah.
you put it behind your back.
Just so
She
down.
shakes her head. Don't.
Okay, so yeah, as that happens, Alabaster, you got to go ahead and tell me what you're saying because I got to see whether or not.
And this statement is the most important statement that could ever be said in all of your lives.
Oh my
And that statement is
Nothing!
nothing. I have nothing to say. Thank you. Have a wonderful, nothing-filled day.
Okay, so the red veil priest turns back around, sees the person that should have had a pen and should have already signed, sees that they haven't, sees they're looking at you, and looks up at you and says, "What are you doing? And who are you?"
I tried so
I am
hard.
Tiara.
God damn it.
No.
They're supposed to take the damn paper.
What
No,
are you
all you had to do was whisper in the ear and say, "Don't sign it. There's another way," and walk away. That's it.
Oh, I misinterpreted too.
She's been shaking her head at them as if he like,
No, I know, but
You.
so.
Are you? I was made the judge, and I was
But
just.
what are you doing at this table? What concern? How does this concern you in any way?
In meta,
Yeah.
for the love of God, please say you dropped your pen.
And then as she leans and holds the pen, she says, "Don't do it. We'll find another way. See me later at the bathhouse."
Oh no.
Okay.
Stupid.
Turns back and hands him back the pen. The guy looks after you, and as you're walking away, you hear him say, "I don't know. It seems a bit steep." And the rest of you can see Red Veil turn and glare at Tiara as she walks away.
Oh, good.
Alabaster is gonna make a point of sitting at a different table.
Oh, as she comes to the table, you can get up and leave.
No, because he's making an announcement, sees her go to that table, and sees the red veils glaring at her. So he's gonna sit at a different table, because he has an important message that can't be tainted by bad opinions.
Anybody else wish to leave?
I have a message.
In meta, so that you understand, he's giving himself an out so that he's not allotted with
I got you.
that tomfoolery, just his own.
Anyway, there's a bit of a discussion that continues over at the table. Eventually, the Red Veil gets...
Question: we're at the place that have a tab, right?
No.
Oh. Never mind then.
No, your place was down by the shore where the fish are fresh.
But that was at the snap line.
No, not at the snap line, to the Tangle's Cane.
It's almost the same thing, but it's really not. Kind of like instead of Taco Bell, you got Del Taco.
Nice.
Some people prefer it, but every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, one of them is like the cop shop where the Red Veils hang out, and it's very prim and proper and clean and organized, and a lot of secret desperation exists, which is what Hannah was in when Tiara first got here. So when she thought she was answering Hannah's prayer, she was actually sitting in the staunch Red Veil loyalist inn. Tangled Skein is the chaotic, bar-fighting, rebel kind of place. And that's where you have your tab.
Oh, okay then.
But nothing's going on over there.
Nothing ever happens there. It's a nice, peaceful place where there's only brawls every night and licentiousness of all forms.
And a back door that's used very frequently.
Very frequently. It's such a place is that the back door is actually the front door, and people have gotten used to coming in the back, so the back is actually the front. So that's how.
Sounds like a lovely place.
Yeah,
She orders
Sounds like
her
it's
breakfast.
got character.
it does. All right, so the Red Veil clearly gets upset, re-rolls up his scroll, stuffs it in a scroll case while barking something that sounds pretty bitter and angry, and when he stands up, he points back towards Tiara while talking, and the two people at the table look cowed and desperate as he walks out.
Ooh, what you do?
I need to talk to those two people, and I need to find out where their family is. Whoa.
I feel like we're going fishing with a net.
Yeah,
all we catch is
but
red.
if Annette is here, then Frankie should be too.
Ha 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 ha. Annika, help her.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. So what now?
Alabaster's gonna order egg whites.
Of course. course.
6 of them
What
on
is
white
wrong
bread,
with you?
Of course.
and
The
with
usual.
and
Definitely no pepper.
and pure whole milk.
Of course.
And what else is white? Salt.
Thank
Yours is
God.
white.
Wonder if salt was black, then what'd you do?
Hey, it can be pink if it's from
And then you have
Himalayas.
pepper.
Then
that's
pepper
white.
would be white, so I'd have pepper.
Let me tell you, you much prefer having salt.
All right.
Pepper is
Speak
good.
for your
What
own
do you have against
preferences.
Of course, Fishy Cat orders a plate, but then he just sits there and looks at it because, of course, he can't eat another bite, another morsel.
Alabaster looks jealous at his empty plate. Then finishes his own and is more happy now that it's gone.
Yes.
When the two people that walk, the two people in the
What about dessert? I say without.
What about
actually
second
eat
breakfast?
anything.
Yeah.
11's afternoon
You had,
tea,
you had to have that.
dinner, supper.
You had to have that accent, so naturally you have to go there, right? Exactly. The couple actually was really horrible. Is that the couple actually have to fish out the last few of their coins to pay for the meal because the Red Veil stormed out and didn't pay his tab. So they ended up having to buy him dinner, even though he was.
That's
trying to-
unlawful of them. We should go invite that Red Veil to the party because he's clearly not truly Red Veil.
She gets up and goes over to them, and she takes out.
As you walk approach the table, the man is holding his hand up, already shaking his head as you're approaching. He says, "You've already helped enough. I don't know what you were talking about, what you're thinking, but oh my God!" He says, "What? Why are you interfering?"
Because maybe we can get your family away from here so they won't be taken and incarcerated.
And how would you know about that?
Because it was on the paper.
You were 14, 15 feet away. How did you know that? Are you a witch of some sort?
Would you
Yes,
boy?
I am God.
No.
Am I mic on? My mic is on. Sorry about that again. Let me make sure.
I am a sorcerer, and I was able to see it.
So you are a witch.
Ah! No,
Burner. Burner.
please.
She's made of wood.
Can we go out of here and just so I can talk to you?
Oh, I'm going out of here, but I have no intention to talk to you.
She said-
I don't even know why you interfered.
Because
we have
I
a-
want
we
to
have
save
the-
you the loss of your ship, and I want to save you the loss of
How
your
did you know it was
people.
a ship?
Its name.
No, you couldn't have read it, Gene, except through magic. So you have to acknowledge that you used magic to do that.
She said I
No,
was
you
a
don't.
sorceress.
Sorry, John. She does not have to admit that.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah.
You don't
She
have to
said-
admit that, but you have to realize that their concern now is that what was a private concern is now public.
Yeah, she dropped her voice. She's just like leaning on the table talking to them.
Do as I
they
say, or
actually, as you lean towards the table, they get up. They physically stand up.
Okay.
I ask that you leave our family concerns alone. I don't know why you're interfering. You may have caused my relative. You may have caused my father to be sent into prison with your action, but I just you need to back off. I don't know why you're helping, and I don't know that you are.
Okay.
I don't
This
even
much
know-
I can help you with. She puts a gold coin on the table. That's yours. And if it will help to get
You're trying to buy us? What?
No!
A gold piece? Really?
That's all she has. She has 12 gold pieces. That's all
God,
she
woman.
has.
Yeah, buy them.
No, she just puts it down. That may help you get your
Where's
father.
my-
Buy their ship and let's get out of here.
You put the gold piece down, and they'll pick it up reluctantly, and glare at you and walk out.
That did not go well. He walks out, kind of like, headed home. He
Okay.
doesn't
And
finish
they
the breakfast.
disappeared forever.
Alabaster finishes his white special,
Yes.
and then he will leave.
Okay.
Again, it's just wrong.
Where are you going?
He
Oh, she
gives
goes
out
back
some
to the
pamphlets
table,
on his way out.
and
No.
and
We're not there anymore. I'm with Alabaster. I'm
Okay,
complaining
you
about
you guys are separated and went your ways. So you're going back to the house, Gene.
yeah,
Okay. Jacob, when you saw all this, are you staying or are you leaving?
Where are they leaving to?
I'm going
You're
back to
killing
the
me,
house.
Smalls. Have you been listening?
Uh,
Where did Jean say she was going?
uh, uh, sorry, it's just at first I thought my mom's asking me to do something, but I don't know.
Okay.
Mute.
I'm going back to the house.
Okay.
Bam, bam. I'm gonna go kill a dragon.
What?
I'm joking.
That's his word for going to the bathroom.
Oh god, that's horrifying. Just thinking about that now. Uh,
You're gonna go slay a dragon? Okay. All right.
I don't know what to do with
Alabaster
suffocating.
finishes his meal, and then where's he headed?
I gotta put some rope. Oh, that's horrible.
He's gonna go to the back door of the bathhouse.
Okay.
So he can't be seen publicly associated with this nonsense.
Whatever. Anyway, you get back to the house. Jacob, where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm going with Tiara.
Oh, it's a safe bet.
Okay. And so, Fishy Cat, after licking your plate longingly, after really all you could do is put a little bit of salt on it and could justify that. But
No, I thought when he went to the bathroom, that's when I left, so he came back and I was nothing.
He did it! He did it! He made himself nothing! I didn't think it was possible!
and then you watch him walk past the window. Like, oh, damn it. Exactly. He just walks by, picks up a plate of food. This is for afters. It's okay.
It's okay, I have a tab.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, eventually, you all end up back at the house about mid-afternoon.
All right.
So it's still hours from the official meeting.
Right, so who are we poisoning?
I'd like to poison the. No, I can't.
Wait, you're
I'd
poisoning
like-
somebody?
It seemed I made bad.
Didn't we just already have a contract that the mayor's input
Jacob,
power
mute
now?
yourself again.
Okay.
So why are we doing the bathhouse thing now? Since we already technically...
No, I think I need to find out what family owns the cuttlefish. The harbor master might know.
I know, but what about the bathhouse meeting?
That's tonight.
Should have
at
named the boat the Redfish, huh?
Yeah.
If you want to retcon the redfish.
No,
That's
you're
fine.
not getting it. No, don't worry about it, Gene.
Okay.
Alabaster
Burn down the ship.
is... I don't know what to do.
I don't know, it's been random so far. Let me just do something random.
It's not been random.
Feels like...
Feels random.
Kinda.
No, it's not random. It's
Okay, so that's the let's see, the attendants that work here were dwarves. Is that who you hired? I can't remember who you hired to run the place while you were gone. Before
gnomes, I think you said.
the gnomes. Okay, so yeah,
And there is the I forgot what species she was. It was like a radish girl with bunny ears.
oh yeah.
She's
There was a. No, I thought it was a leporine. There was a leporine.
That's what he's talking about. Kind of a rat-faced looking rodent. Yes.
And she had a tail.
I thought
but
leporines were
bunny
red.
ears.
They have bunny's tail. They have a little white tuft. Anyway, um, so she's like, so welcome home, milady and gentlemen. So glad to have you back amongst us.
We're having a party tonight.
Indeed, and who will be invited?
Well, two people I know for sure, but I should have something in the way of refreshments or a dessert and drinks and
Uh,
stuff.
we have plenty in the larder. Haven't had that much business yet. Just associates of Gellin and his lot have been in here while you've been gone.
Yes. Um,
Sec Gen servant, so I answer to just about anything.
Oi, little one is
Fluffy!
what I'll
His
call
name
you.
is Fluffy. Her name is Fluffy. You're Fluffy.
Know anybody who don't like the Red Veil?
Oh, there are so many stories I could tell you.
Do you think you could go here?
uh, uh, uh,
What?
What? She's a street urchin. She might know all the secret ways.
it has to be secret.
Well,
You
yeah.
have to be careful.
I trust the Fluffy.
Okay, in meta, real quick. Gene, if you are looking for righteous, law-abiding people who are going to fight the Red Veil, that's not going to happen.
Because the righteous people follow order, and the army is not malevolent, they're just controlling. Lawful good folk are going to go, hey, at least the trains run on time. We're not going to parse this.
Okay.
It's the people who suffer under legal control. Your pirates, brigands, black market, slavers, anything that does not fall into the norm, that are going to be wanting to overthrow the government. So if you're looking for people who are going to be anti-Red Veil, you're not going to look to the lawful good people, because the lawful good. This is the same problem Joash ran into when he went to the humans under the pact and tried to convince them to rebel. They said, "Why? Our trains run on time. We get food. They make sure we have clothing. They make sure we have jobs.
There's no overcrowding.
There's no overcrowding. When they get too high of a population, they move us around. It's very rational and coherent.
We don't have to worry about raising our children because they just get taken away in the night.
It's a moral conundrum, but it's not a legal conundrum.
Certainly, there's some way between it because I don't want brigands and I don't want thugs and I don't want.
Then
we get
those are
some
the people who
other
are
veils
going to be
into this.
willing to actually go to war over this. No one else is going to.
If you're trying to rally a moral army, your better bet is to go within and try to convert the Red Veil to follow your purpose.
Ha!
No, just serious. That's the process would be to become a leader in the Red Army and then control things.
Let's do that.
Duh, I want to be leader in the Red Army.
Let's do that, Gene. Let's take over the Red Veil.
I'm not here to lead an army.
Really? Why
Then
are
what are
we
we
doing
doing?
This is literally an army. We're raising.
You're wanting to have a meeting to bring together people who are opposing to the Red. They've already told you that they are going to take it at their own pace because you can't overcome a big army directly. But you're continuing to call people together for the purpose of getting them to unify.
No, we're not sending out anymore. I'll talk to the two. I'll tell them what I hope that they'll achieve, and I'll also find out about this family that owns the cuttlefish.
No.
But tell them that the Red Veil was trying to threaten.
Okay. So let's go ahead and move to that conversation. If we're not sending we're not going to send little one out and have a group of people.
Yeah.
I'm setting little one out.
No.
I'm also having a meeting. No, my meeting's separate from your meeting. I'm having a separate meeting that's going to be in the bath area, not in the party area. Because I can do that, and I'm a person.
And I'm gonna hold the
also, and if you ask him what he's doing tonight, he'll just tell you he's just doing nothing. So
Exactly. I have perfect
Okay.
alibi.
so yes,
Alibi, alabaster. Ha ha. Ha, alabaster.
Allah bastard. Okay.
Yep,
Uh,
that bastard.
Um, so therefore, when you're having your meeting, he can have his meeting because the two,
Okay.
he's like I said, he's talking to the little one about bringing in the urchins, and you didn't want that. So
Any
No.
any person that is downtrodden, that has some connections, that can help.
that has a beef with the red, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do a war. Let's
Okay, which is actually Gene. In the, again, back to the meta. What he's proposing is that you need to look at this from both sides, but he can't ask you to change to switch sides. So he's going to take care of the other side of this whole thing. You're working together. You realize that.
Well, even then, I'm not asking her to go find all the pirates and thieves and muggers. I'm talking about all the other regular people, especially like SecGen, who I usually the Red Veil doesn't get along with.
Right.
Doesn't matter. But all of the downtrodden and all the people that are not evil, bad people that can rise up and help because they have the underground connections, which is what you need.
Okay. You're right.
But yeah, but it can't be. The point is that he's in a position to do that, and you can't, because
Yeah.
your viewpoint is too innocent and too short chronologically to be useful,
And
also,
too firm.
and too
Too
firm.
Red Veil,
All right, so
ironically.
we'll deal with your meeting first, TR, because it was the one that was scheduled first. Gellin and Maggie show up.
Yeah.
Separately, and
She didn't want Galen to be there.
Not Gellin. Dabro.
Dobro. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even better.
So when Dobro shows up, within maybe 10 minutes, there'll be a third knock at the door, just as you're getting ready to sit down and start talking.
He goes to the door.
Gellin is standing outside. Greetings, my lady. And he offers his hand again.
Now, place your hand on it and be a lady.
Um,
With your hand.
that's not the same as a handshake, is it?
No. Trust me on this one.
Better.
She puts her hand on top of his.
As you do, he closes his thumb across your hand and draws your hand up to his face and kisses your hand.
Oh my.
Slap him, he's getting frisky.
Don't do it.
What type of greeting is that?
The one that a gentleman shows to a lady that he admires.
Oh.
Thank you.
Soft
Please
saxophone music starts playing in the
Come
background.
in and join us.
Why, thank you. He straightens his jacket a bit and walks in.
Dude,
He's dressed in a green, tight-fitting jacket. The sleeves are a little puffy at the shoulders, straight sleeves to about mid-wrist, and then fluffy, lacy cuffs and collar.
Mm.
He walks with an easy grace and carries a rapier at his hip.
Okay. I'm sure you know Miss Maggie Coppertop. And
She actually physically bristles at his appearance. She shifts in her seat, crosses her leg the other direction, turns her body, and the body language flat out is saying, "I'm closing the door." She crosses her arms and looks slightly away from them. like she's disgusted to see him. Dobro, on the other hand, is he grins a little and says, "See, I told you we were going to be in good company." And
I just thought it was funny.
Gellin nods. So apparently Gellin had talked to Dobro.
Okay.
Alabaster is going to eventually. You just saying, Alabaster's eventually going to walk in and get something off of the food table, and then go over and hand a note to what was her name?
Maggie?
Maggie, and one to Pridewater, saying that there's a more important and more fun secret meeting.
Yeah, that's meeting. You're kind of surprised. Is Alabaster going to join us?
Yeah.
No, no,
Are you?
no. Tiara Gellin is asking, is Alabaster going to join us?
I don't know. Alabaster, do you want to stay or
I've got time before my meeting.
your
So-
meeting? Okay.
This is the first you've heard of his meeting.
Yeah, I know. But she's just trying to work with what she has and she's not sure whether she should say anything to Alabaster.
Also, Fishy Guy, you recognize the voice of Gellin, who is the person that paid for your lifetime supply of food at the Tangled Skein. Coming from the other room.
Hey, I come for my payment.
You had your payment. Tiara said. You have a
Okay.
lifetime supply.
Oh.
Jonathan, I'll be back.
Okay.
By the way, give me a second. I want to go outside for a bit. Unrelated to place a ritual spell around the bathhouse.
What's that?
Protection from evil and good.
Oh, now?
Yeah, no. Well, I was gonna do it earlier, but everyone was talking. I didn't want to be rude.
Oh. Okay. It wouldn't have affected anybody in the room so far anyway, so.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It was more like.
Oh, it'll cut down on the people that show up at the other meeting, though.
It's even worse than I expected. The red.
That's even better.
Okay, to the three that.
Hello!
Yes, I'm here for the
I
meeting.
bet he's one of the gnomes that works in the
There we go,
bathhouse now.
Alexander Nautentopoulos.
Not in Topless.
Did you need
Not
something
on
fixed?
top of this.
Today I became aware of the Red Veil trying to coerce a family to surrender the deed, the title to their ship, or else they would incarcerate a member
When you
of their
start to,
family.
okay, when you get to that point, just that far into it, Dobro says, I made an agreement. There was not supposed to be any foul play. They promised they would protect him.
Who is they?
He's shocked. He goes, well, you just were talking about it. The fact that I lost control of the vessel is not my fault. I was trying to protect Kern.
No, this was a
Stop a second. Mary, realize he's just admitted that he's aligned with the Red Veil to protect the saddle and Kern.
she kind of stops.
In other words, what you saw happening to the cuttlefish has already been happening for a longer time. It's not new.
How long have they been doing this?
Well, at least a good 4 months, ever since you gave them power to administer aid. They used that lever to start shifting control of things to their side. They would take care of our relatives, and they would provide us with the support for the refugees and such, as long as they were given compensation and quid pro quo.
They were threatening to incarcerate a member of their family.
Yes.
No, they already had incarcerated a member of the family, and that if they gave over the deed, then that would pay their bail. I believe.
That's fundamentally what the document said, yes. They did a roundup, Gene, right at the beginning, right after you gave them back control and left town. They rounded up those that they knew were traditionalists under the name of protecting against the people that might harm the others, or that might be others sympathizers, and then basically did a what's the place in Cuba where we put people? We will release them when we
Guantanamo.
want to. Guantanamo, that's it. Guantanamo Bay. So the Red Veil, it's almost like the Red Veil anticipated this situation and waited for you to come to them. Yes, Jacob, I hear you. I know you're here. Thanks. So what can we do for you? Are you going to tell you? So you really wanted to go ahead and tell them about the cuttlefish? You find out that almost 30% of the sailing vessels, specifically the fishermen, already owe their vessels to the Red Veil now, which means that the Red Veil, who didn't have a navy before, fundamentally now has an operational way to move their forces around on these sailing vessels. Which means they might be trying to position themselves to go after the Seven Princes, or at least one of them.
She just kind of sits down.
This is your meeting. Didn't mean to interrupt your meeting, but I just thought you were talking about me when you started to describe that. Was that?
No, it was about something that I saw happening today.
Oh. Well, then I showed my cards way too fast.
It's okay. I understand.
Gellin turns and looks and says, "Guys, before you ask, I did get Dobro clear. Dobro's no longer under that debt. Don't you remember Dobro?" And he says, "Yeah. I know you basically hired the saddle to get it out of the area, and sent it south. But look what good that did. My ship."
Okay. You're right. I guess you're going to have to be doing this your way to put a wrench.
What is it you want of us, Tiara?
I guess I want you to continue doing the things you're doing to try to cut into the Red Veil.
As we have been since the beginning, so we shall continue. He turns and looks at Maggie. He says, "I know that you have no love lost for the Red Veil, but we've been at odds concerning issues of slavery and of the Tarmakians. Will you at least relent on the issue of the Tarmakians?" And Maggie says, "We actually lost control of that some time ago. They currently have access into the Central Valley. So they're no longer coming through at Banbury. We've reached an uneasy truce, and so we've gone back to just straight mining. I apologize for any inconvenience it caused you, but of course we are still opposed to all forms of slavery. We're willing to take on some, let's say, human baggage in terms of some of the others."
Atrocious.
It's no concern of yours. Your money, their money doesn't get tied together. The fact that I have a part of Dobro's warehouse is only just a way for me to move the product. And by product, I don't mean the human trafficking. That doesn't happen here. There's not a big enough audience here for it.
She looks at him just very calmly, just stares at him. Right, whoever.
Hey, well, this meeting's going swimmingly.
No, it's not. It's just, yeah, he openly admitted it, but it's like she's trying to take it in. I will do what I can when I can.
Well, what is that? What is it you're going to do? You are an advocate. You are the It's no surprise to us that you might actually be a sister or a cousin or something to the great broadcaster. So, what is it you're going to? Because to be honest with you, we've been fighting ever since the General Krieg laid claim to the territory. We have been openly rebelling, and it's cost us dearly. We have several of our allies in prison, one of which we are going to try to get free now on your behalf, and actually for our own purposes as well. But I just want to know what it is you're going to do as a winged advocate. What's your role? What are you wanting to accomplish? How can what you do help us?
She looks at him and says, quite honestly, I'm not sure what it is because of my lack of
Comments.
knowledge.
Oh, that's the first time that happened.
Then I suggest you get yourself educated, because this is real. The war is on. Humans are no longer the victims, and the Red Veil has reinstated its own dark agenda.
Look, I have something to say. I know it's rare, but I do. I think the point is that she sees you as the big movers and shakers in town, and she has an idea that the Red Veil's not being very nice. And she would like for you to work together to take care of it while she goes and gallivants off into the horizon.
Now, I need to become more than I am so that I could be a better
Person.
at helping.
Okay.
I am very new, and that is causing a lot of problems because I don't understand.
Okay, so the trick here, Missy, and this is actually Gellin now, showing the external forces that are hindering the operation of my association through the Seven Princes. Yes, I know some of it is unfavorable to you and some of it is distasteful to you, and you have a right to that opinion.
Good boy.
Nonetheless, I'm asking what particular course you wish to embark on. If you don't have any knowledge about that course, then I suggest you seek out that knowledge. You find what you need to know and learn it, because your progress to date has been somewhat directionless, and you depended upon. Let me put that in context. When he stops that last sentence, then Dobro takes over and says, "My son should have been a leader for you, and I don't know where his direction was headed, but you guys, when you left going southbound, you said it was that you were going to make trade with some allies to the south and bring back valued materials that would help in resolving this conflict, and what you brought back is just your simple self and
Nothing?
The news that my son is missing and that my ship might have been lost. This has not been helpful to me, but somehow I want to believe the message of Ralgrim, and I want to believe that you are our hope, but I need to know what that hope is. So I would suggest you consider what you've already seen and discover what that cause is as quickly as possible, because we're going to need you when that time comes, and if you're not prepared, you won't be able to help.
I agree. I agree to help you the best I can, and I agree to go out and become a better at
Good.
what I can do.
Good. Maggie says, anything I can do to help, let me know. As you may recall, we are actually in the process of liberating a former Grim outpost, and there might be resources available there. So you might want to consider that as a course of action. Of course, there are some rather monstrous obstacles that you could perhaps assist with, but
What's that?
monstrous
Literally
obstacles.
monsters.
What are monstrous obstacles?
Monsters.
Is it a creature? Or is
Not the time or place.
I will give you the details once you get a chance to talk to me. I don't want to share that in front of Galen, quite frankly. No offense, none taken.
okay? Understood. All right. I guess thank you very much for coming, and I'm sorry
What are you apologizing for?
that I am not what I need to be yet.
You couldn't. If we can help to motivate and guide you towards that, the better. If there's something we can do to assist you, we're glad to do that. But anticipating that we're going to go directly face to face and toe to toe with the Red Veil, there's not a force in this verse, so to speak, that would cause us to do that.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Out of the meta, John.
Thank you. Yes.
Can I come back after doing the ritual, but instead of like properly doing the ritual, it's instead of protecting against good and evil, it's protecting good and evil.
Protection of instead of protection from?
Yeah, protection of, instead of from.
No, protection for.
For, for. That would be better.
Any good or evil that enters here will be protected. From what? I don't know.
They walk up and they go, smells nice. Like the aroma. One goes, yeah, it smells like the abyss. The other one goes, yeah, it smells like heaven.
Okay. My medium.
Well, that goes for the best laid plans of men. How about the mice?
Nice. Since she is a rodent. Well, let's see. Who would we have? We would have some of Jacob's family would show up. The Solaces will show up. The Naaman family would show up. Several other families, local merchants and such. And quite a few independent sailors who are currently out of work will show up. So that the hot tubs are all full of people, so it's like little barbecue pits full of folk.
Oh, hello. Right. So, I have asked you here today because we share a common.
F the troops. F them. Give us back our town.
Right. Sounds right. So, I offer a plan. Not really a plan, but a way to get a plan. We need to undermine Red's control. So how I suppose we do that is there is a secret tunnel leading from this place out to the wastes. And so I offer it to you to form a network that will work together to undermine the Red when it is unrighteous and cruel to those around him. I'm not mean to do bad things. I'm not looking to have a black market trading house here. But I think that if you suppressed, depressed, and suppressed people come together and you can share advice. And if you know, say for example, the Reds are coming down here and they have a plan to gather up these resources here, then maybe those resources find a way onto a different ship.
Me and mine, I already got relatives in prison because of this.
Yeah,
well, my ship's serving the Red Veil now.
And now you can talk to the people who are in the prison, and your ship might be able to slide by it, and they are out there working, and they fall over water, and you pull them out, and therefore they have no people to work on their ship, and your family's out of jail. So work together and I will have an assignment. Everybody talk to each other and see if talkie.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody asks, you know what to say. I know nothing. I saw nothing. And I ain't doing nothing. We'll be called the Society of the Schultz.
Society of the Schultz. A big, a rather rotund German. I disrespect that.
No, you resemble that.
I resemble that. Commiserating a little, but none of them have really seen who else is involved. The fact that these people approaching would have seen Gellin and those guys leaving adds a little bit of credibility to it, because to them it feels like maybe you've gotten them on board as well. So ironically, the two meetings are kind of sympathetic to each other's purposes, and it does seem like there might be some movement to have those conversations. They do agree that the bathhouse might be a decent meeting place. They do mention they happen to know it belongs to Tiara. Is she on board with us using it in such a way?
Oi, she knows nothing. She sees nothing.
Tiara, he attended your meeting. Did you attend his?
No, I didn't know about it, except for the fact that he said
he told you. He told you that it's going to be a meeting after his meeting. I just want to know if you came. It's inside the house that you own, so I just want to know if you're there.
She will come in, and so she's listening. Right now, she's just listening, because she had her meeting, and while she can't enthusiastically tell them that what they're doing is right, she says, I hear what you want to do. I understand it.
But we have your blessing to use your house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that if we get caught, they're going to burn down the house. Probably.
It's a house. People are more important than any house.
Oh, obviously. I just was clarifying, just so you know, that if your house becomes used for this, then that's... I just wanted to make sure.
If they find out, so be surreptitious. And by the way, find other times and places that you might visit, so that it's not so noticeable.
You could also support, we need to keep the roof and board and whatnot.
Right. So spend some money when you come and that kind of thing, right?
Buy a bath, buy a Schultz Society towel, and, they're all white, nice and clean.
Nothing on them.
Nothing.
Nice! Even she got one in. Yay, Tiara!
I'm converting a celestial. Yes.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
She turns and looks at you, and she sticks her tongue out at you.
Nice.
He's never been happier.
Nothing could please him more. That's true.
Exactly.
Very funny. Very funny. Alrighty, well, we are coming up at 4 o'clock. We've gotten our meetings done. Next week, we got to figure out where you guys want to go. That I'll start giving you updates on what the locals are doing as far as forming their own rebellion plans and such, because you don't have the time or whatever. I
made a plan that gets all of the people that want to help, that are good, that are going to help each other to work together. And know that there are resources that are available from her home. So it's going to be a feedback loop over time, because they don't necessarily trust Gellin any farther than they can spit Texas, because he talks both sides of the line. But when he actually is able to afford and offer jobs and actually start getting people out of the prisons and stuff by his own means, he'll start to regain some credibility. Well, also, this sort of informational hub could be very valuable to him as well. Right, exactly.
And I made a place perfect for angels and demons to live.
For the next 10 minutes.
Wait, it's a ritual, son.
No, it takes 10 minutes to cast.
But it lasts an hour.
But it lasts an hour.
Well, you're welcome, Tara.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Very funny. Over time, you can build it so it lasts longer, because you get higher level and things like that. So, Alrighty, thanks for playing, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll end the stream. Thanks for being a part of our show. See you all next time. Tomorrow is Monday, so that is
Empty vessels.
Empty Vessels. So if you're a brand new player,
I'll be there.
Yeah, come
in
on.
spirit.
See you all.